G'day, it's J Thomas 1310. Just had a bike that I'd noticed the last few days riding around. It's a newer bike that I've seen riding around, and I hopefully just caught him. He flew through in the background. I saw him in the mirror and heard his bike. It makes a bit of noise. But been following him home a couple of times during the week, and it was again yesterday afternoon that I actually saw him again. And he's an absolute fucking mental case riding his bike. It's a bigger guy on a Yamaha R125, and he's got his grocery bags hanging off his side handlebars, the thing's dangling down near touching the road and swinging back at his front wheel. He's then got a like a jumper, like a hoodie, and he's got the sleeve, the arms tied around his neck, and then he's tailgating absolutely everyone. And then the poor little bike's not coping very well with his size on the thing, but he just absolutely sits up arse. Was in going along in two lanes, and then the two cars weren't really going too quick. You know, go through a roundabout, and then, you know, one would edge forward a bit, then the other one would start going, and he was just pacing back and forth between the two lanes right up the arse of the car, but a full snap in between the two. And then he'd quickly merge over that one. The car wouldn't move off as quick as he thought it would, so the next thing he just snaps it back into the other lane, hoping to get through in that one. And at the same time, there is traffic behind him, barely enough of a gap for a bike to fit in between, and then he just keeps cutting them off back and forth, and he did this for a good 2 minutes before one of the cars turned off. So he snapped through, nearly clipping his back wheel on the front of his car behind him. And the poor 125 didn't have the fucking power to get up and go, so he's just full throttle in his hair, and it just blurt out this horrible whine as it's trying to power through and get past this car, and it's all this noise, and it's barely passing this shitty little Toyota Corolla. And it was just absolutely crazy. This guy nearly fucking wiped himself out. And then when he gets past finally, he just cuts the front quarter panel off on this car, so near hitting the back of the bike on him again. So absolutely crazy. And then I followed him for a good while, and he eventually took off pretty quick. But then just seeing him the next couple of days, every afternoon seeing him doing similar shit, just near killing himself. And then yeah, saw him again yesterday afternoon, and then just before you see me mirror, just hooning past. So he's obviously hasn't killed himself yet, but you know, it's just a note to road safety. You know, and he's in shorts and a shirt with his jumper. But it wasn't until later on that I actually realised that I've actually met the guy once before. He's been a client through my work. So the guy actually does have mental health issues, or did at the stage anyway, but you know, he's just gonna end up killing himself, getting, you know, someone else hurt or not, but you know, it's just not worth it. It's just to be, you know, pacing back and forth left and right lane just like that non-stop. Man, I get the shits, but I'll just pick a lane, sit there, and then just wait. And then when you get your gap, you can sneak through like that, not just back and forth right behind them, cutting off other cars. It's absolutely crazy. Don't know what the guy was thinking. He's got his P-plates on, so he's been riding for a bit, done the course obviously. But then when I noticed who it was because I saw his face. He had actually pulled up on the side of the road, and then was walking around with the helmet just lifted up onto his forehead, walking around. I don't even think the guy actually had his helmet on, because he pulled up pretty quick, then he was off the bike and helmet's up. So he's probably not looking after that side of safety very well. So we'll see if I see him again on another afternoon. Hopefully I'll be riding and catch him on camera. I'll have to do some vlogs in the afternoons coming home from work and see if I can catch him again. That's an absolute hilarious thing to see. You know, it's one of those things when you know, the vines, whatever it is. I'm not fucking real up with all that lingo shit. I don't watch it too much. All the fucking cat videos and that sort of crap, but you know, when you see a good compilation of fails, or just, you know, a little bit of footage of an absolute fucking moron squid, and he's just making an absolute fool of themselves. But you know, I reckon footage of this bloke would absolutely go mentally viral around the internet. It's just pissing myself so much. I thought it was the best thing I'd ever seen. You know, it was a good thing for the end of the day at work, and to be coming home and just laughing at that dickhead. So wish I had filmed it. I should have just pulled out my phone and started filming from the dash. It would have been hilarious. But I will set out trying to find this guy again, so you can see just how crazy he actually is on his bike. I mean, nothing to knock the little bike. You know, I had the R15, and it was a good little nippy thing. And the R125, you know, it is a bigger frame and tyres and whatnot than what my R15 was. You know, if you haven't seen mine, it was the first version, 2012 I think it was, that they came out here in Australia. So it's, you know, a little 147 or 45cc I think it was, maybe 49. Yeah, the thing weighed 130 kilos I think it was. You know, strangely, you know, the thing does feel nippier off the line from what the R3 did. You know, it was a fucking death trap, but you know, check out my older videos of my R15. It was, you know, fun little bike. You know, they're quite good. So, you know, not knocking his bike, you know, you can get around, especially for local stuff, but you know, you just got to be careful regardless of what you're riding. You know, especially if the way he was trying to power off in the thing and she didn't want to move. But I'm very happy that I did get rid of my R15. Very much so. You know, I always thought, oh, I'll miss the little thing. It was a good thing to throw around. You know, when the R3 is only about an extra 30 kilos heavier than what it was and more than twice the power, it's a lot more fun to ride. And then a lot safer in that aspect too. Better handling, and you got that power when you need it, better brakes, bigger tyre. You know, my rear tyre on that thing in the first version was a real cheese cutter. You know, my front tyre on this is actually wider than the back tyre was on the R15, so you know, for cornering, not a very good thing. So anyway, I'm going to keep fanging around and see what's going on. Might see if I can even chase down that guy and to get the footage now. So we'll see how we go. But thanks for joining me, guys. If you're riding out there, stay safe and be sure to keep the rubber side down.